Another week where we have plenty of news for international students. So let's go straight to the news. The first news is regarding South Australia's international student arrival plan. As some of you might be aware that South Australia has got their plan to bring international students approved sometime in June this year. And the plan is to bring up to 160 students per fortnight and help them to quarantine at a Parafield airport in Adelaide. And that plan for the moment has been halted. And the reason for this pause is because of the university objecting to the high costs related to the quarantine, nursing, security and other logistics. So the cost estimations has gone up significantly and the universities are not willing to pay that much cost in regards to the student quarantine and other arrangements. And Study Adelaide's chief executive has mentioned that they can't put a definite date when this plan will actually come into action. But she remains hopeful that they're still planning to bring international students within this year itself. And she also added that they are working with the sector in order to make it work so that international students can arrive back in South Australia within this year. As we have mentioned in one of our previous videos, the plan was to bring international students by September. Obviously, that goal cannot be achieved. So there is no definite date at the moment in regards to this international student arrival plan. The second major news is in regarding international travel, which is that Australia's international travel will be back by this Christmas at the latest. So Federal Tourism Minister Dan Tehan believes that Australia's international borders will be open by Christmas at the latest. And he further added that the government is working to get its system ready, including vaccine passports that will allow Australians to travel overseas and return back to Australia without needing to do a hotel quarantine. Although the quarantine requirements might still remain in place, but people could do that quarantine instead of hotels in their own homes, especially for those travelers who already have got a double dose of a TGA approved vaccine. And further supporting the tourism minister's comments, Prime Minister Scott Morrison, who is in US at the moment, he expects international visitors, including students and other skilled migrants, will be able to come back to Australia once the borders reopen. Obviously, the goal is to achieve the 80% double dose vaccination of Australia's adult population. Although he further mentioned that there won't be any special treatments for anyone, including Australian citizens, students, or English cricketers who are supposed to come and play Ashes cricket series with Australia down under. Basically, he was referring to that everyone who comes to Australia must meet its requirements. Now the next news is regarding New South Wales International Student Arrival Plan. Now New South Wales already have their plan approved for bringing international students, and that plan was delayed because of the current COVID situation in Sydney and in other parts of New South Wales. But now the New South Wales Treasurer has confirmed that the international students will be returning before the end of this year. So starting from early December, around 250 students will be able to come back to Australia and they will be required to do a quarantine in a student accommodation in Sydney. Initially, students will be coming from countries like Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, Japan and Malaysia. And all those international students who will be arriving under this plan must be double dose vaccinated with a TGA approved vaccine. Unfortunately, students who are vaccinated with Sinovac or Sinopharm will be excluded under this plan. So for example, students who are coming from China or Nepal will have to wait longer because they can't really participate under this plan. So as per the estimate, around 500 students will be able to come in New South Wales in December, and as per the Study New South Wales website, more students will be able to come as they will expand this program after the success of these initial pilot projects. And obviously students will have to cover the cost of their flights, and universities will be covering the cost of quarantine and other arrangements. And until the international travel open up, charter flights will be used to bring these international students. And the priority will be given to the students who are nearly completing their degrees, PhD students, or the students who are doing health-related courses. It is always a welcome news when we hear about these international student arrival plans. But as we have mentioned in the previous videos as well, it is important for government to take action and implement these plans as well. So we really look forward to getting this plan implemented within this year, so more students can come and join back the Australian campuses and their studies starting sometime next year. We don't expect a large number of international students can make it this year. Even if the borders open early December or mid-December, most of the people who can come back will be Australian citizens who are still stuck overseas. But we are hoping at some time in the next year, we will be able to see students returning in large numbers. But the first thing we are really waiting to see is what happens when Australia reaches the 80% double dose vaccination target. Will Australia open up its border to large numbers, or will it be a slow increase in number of arrivals into Australia? It remains to be seen. And as always, please leave your comments in the comment section below as well regarding your thoughts on these plans. We look forward to your comments. And the last news is regarding the vaccines approved in Australia. Now, very interesting information came out from the University of Sydney's website, where they're talking about all the TGA approved vaccinations. Now, we know at the moment Australia is using 3 different types of vaccines against COVID-19, which are Moderna, AstraZeneca and Pfizer. There's another vaccine that has been approved by TGA, which is Janssen, also known as Johnson & Johnson vaccine. But the very important information they have mentioned here is that AstraZeneca, which has been manufactured outside, such as Covishield, is also being approved by TGA. So that is a great news for the students who are coming from the countries where they have used Covishield as a key vaccine against COVID-19. Which includes India and other countries who have got the Covishield vaccines. And as soon as we have further updates on any new vaccines that gets approved in Australia, we'll keep you posted on this channel. So make sure to subscribe to get the latest news updates. And if you do find the video useful, please make sure to like it, share it with your friends as well, and as always, leave your comment in this comment section. And thank you for watching. See you in the next one.